make sure you have your screen ready. Uh, Please stand by. We'll be starting in just a moment. YouTube is on. X is on. Oh, there you are. Nice. Alrighty. Please stand by. We're about to kick off the New York session with IT Trader. Everybody just tuning in, please give me a moment. We purposefully turned off automations on all these things for now because one of the things that we like to do is do things organically. And there's a big reason for that. Not only is it a good learning experience, but also it helps before automating things. If you do it organically, just like in trading, you actually get to learn the process better. And like we've been doing this for such a long time, and we've the automations that are in place are there, but because we've been relying on them so much, we're like, okay, let's take a step back and go back into organic mode, and then we will, second, and then we will reintroduce the automation in a more hyper intelligent way, right? And that's the idea. So I've been getting some DMs and messages and stuff like that being like, hey, it's more professional if you have all this automated. And look, I agree with you. We agree with you. But the the reality is that sometimes you got to take that bird's eye view as a human being and take a step back, analyze things so you could do them better, right? I'm just gonna be I'm just sending this out right now to different communities. Just a moment while that gets done. Alrighty. Constant state of superposition. Alrighty, folks. So hello. When I say hello. Um, so behind the mask is Igor. This is basically a version of uh, just a version of some of the features and functions that we're working on in the back end to start getting our trader avatars going. The training on the avatars is in place on our past live sessions, etc. IT and I were just talking about some of the meta connotations of artificial intelligence and timelines in the quantum sense, how we have to be careful with some of this stuff, but at the same time hold a harmonious view of the unification of the timelines where, it just like it comes down to belief, what we believe in and what we manifest does turn into reality, then keeping a harmonious mindset is where it's at because then actually manifests the harmony. And of course, a lot of that is out of our control. However, what's in our control is our mindset and our heart set. So that's important. But yeah, without further ado, IT, it's your session. Feel free to take over. I don't want to take any of the spotlight. I'm going to go ahead and mute.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I don't see the chart yet.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna turn it on now. Let me know the sound. Today I'm playing something really cool on my
Oh
collection.
yeah. Just a little bit lower for the anyone wearing noise canceling. It's like I said, the higher pitches always come through. Oh yeah. I like this. This is good.
Is it better now?
Yeah, absolutely. It's perfect.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Welcome everyone to another session. I hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, the 14th of January. Wow, how time flies, huh? 2025, 14 days already. Okay, so let's start with dollar index. Yesterday, we spoke about um, either we printing a down candle yesterday or actually today. And you can see they ended up printing a down candle, which is good for a healthy continuation to the upside. Okay, I didn't want to see one blue candle and another blue candle heading towards that level. So this is good. Now, I would want to see today expand higher. Okay, they've actually taken out yesterday's low, so I would want to see today expand higher to attack previous day's high, or maybe today will stay as a rejection, and then tomorrow rather we expand up. And I think we do have a news event today at 1:30. Is there PPI and core PPI? Um, it's not as volatile as the other ones, so we will just come and observe it at 1:30. Okay, it's not as volatile as the other one, so we come and observe it and see what it would do. So on the H4, they came back into this last imbalance with this down candle. So I'm expecting them to continue moving higher from here, right? So yeah, I'm expecting a continuation to the upside on the dollar index. That means we'll be expecting a continuation to the downside on the euro. Now, if anyone got excited with this, maybe they might have got disappointed because I don't see this as a reversal, like I said. And today is actually Tuesday, and based on how we look at price, Tuesday most of the time will form the high of the week, okay, or Wednesday. And since they came into this gap, here, um, I would want to see a rejection, right? So we want to see the high of the week form in here and then expand to the downside. So the downside objective that I gave for euro still stands. Let me turn my pricing on. I think the next downside objective will be the 1.0150 level. Uh, with the rejection from here, I think we will be moving to that level. So expect a continuation to the downside. Now, where will I be wrong? Okay, we need to also establish that for the time being. For today, not for the entire week, for today, I'll be wrong if they go above this candle, which is basically the 1.0300 level. If they can close above it, then obviously it's going to end up as a pullback, not a reversal. Okay, it's going to end up as a pullback, and we might trade maybe up in this area, which is the 1.03500 level. So I'm expecting continuation to the downside. Okay, so we are bearish. if they go above this up candle here on 1 point, which is the institutional level 1.03000, then they might pull back to OTE, which will be this high to this low. And they might pull back into this area here, and then we will expect a continuation to the downside again, because the rejection, okay, is not strong enough. I think yesterday you all saw the rejection that happened on Bitcoin, and we will talk about that. That's the kind of rejection I would want to see, but not this. It's not strong enough. So it could just be a pullback, or like I said, that imbalance on the daily. That's all it needs, and then price will resume going lower. We also have these up candles here, so preferably nothing should breach this level, okay? And then we should continue going lower. So let's see. I think 130 will decide that. So let's see at 130 what is going to happen. Okay. British pound, I think same thing. Continuation to the downside. I don't see this as a reversal. This is not how price reverses anyway. So we're expecting a continuation to the downside. I think it's pretty much more or less a pullback just to suck in buyers, and they go against them. Okay. Anytime you're going down, you see these kind of moves, it's just a pullback. It's just sucking in buyers, and then they'll just go against them, right? So we are expecting a continuation to the downside on British pound as well. The downside objective yesterday was 1.20500 level. That downside still remains, expecting that. And the level that would change that idea is this up candle, which falls right on 1.2300. So if we breach that, then obviously I'm wrong for the time being, because it will still be a pullback. We'll be expecting it to go lower. But if they go above it, then again, you just pull your fib from this low to this high, and then you can look for a continuation to the downside from I think this area here, or probably even up to the 75 level. I'm sorry, 79, 0.79 level. Okay, so again, British pound continuation to the downside. We've not turned around yet. Okay, don't get excited. Now, that's one of the things about when price is going lower. Any little move to the upside, all those people that cannot move with price, they get excited. Every little blip, they get excited, but then eventually they go against them. Okay, and sometimes, I don't know, it's just a mindset thing, tuning into scary to sell, at the same time scary to buy. But for some reason, rich traders see the buy more than the sell. I don't know why. Okay, but the average trader sees the buy more than the sell, and it took me time to actually go with it, because my problem in the past was, what if I go and sell and then it reverses against me? But all the time it kept just going down. And the very moment I'll decide to sell, that's the moment that it actually goes higher. And I know some of you will relate to this, because if you're a trader and you've not experienced this before, then you've not actually started trading yet. Okay, so don't get excited with this. I think we'll continue going lower. Let's see what the 130 news will bring us. Aussie, same thing. We're expecting a continuation to the downside. I think the next downside objective I gave was 0.6100. Okay, so that downside objective still remains. I think this is just the manipulation for the week, and then we'll continue going lower. So expect continuation to the downside. Um, New Zealand, same thing. Okay, let's go to the daily. It's just a pullback into this area, and then we go lower. If we breach this high, similar to what we were expecting here, and it failed. So if we breach this high, that's when my bias will change. All right, that's when I will switch from being a seller to now being a buyer. Until then, I'm still to the downside. And I was saying to one of my students, private students, when you have an idea, okay, you have to take it one day at a time. You don't have to keep switching and changing your bias within a day or two. Just have the idea that price is going up or down, and then stick with it until it actually changes. So I was actually discussing Bitcoin with him, and I was saying that where we are now, most people online are saying it will go down again or it will continue going up. And I was saying, let's take it one day at a time, because again, you don't have enough money to change where price is going. None of us do at the moment yet. We will in future. But right now, they control it, right? So let them change it before you start making noise about whether it's going up or down. Okay. So all that I'm saying here is this move that you're seeing, all the pullbacks that you're seeing on the majors, it's not a reversal. It's just a pullback. It will continue going lower again. Okay. Stick with that. At some point, you will get it wrong. And that's what I do. At some point, I will get it wrong. And where mostly I get it wrong is when it's reversing. But most of the time, in the past, I did get it wrong. But now I don't, because I understand when they are stepping in, I can see the footprint. Okay. In the past, yes, when price is reversing, that's when most of the time I will get it wrong, because I will stick with the direction until we actually break the market structure. Okay. But now I don't, because when it's reversing, I can see the footprints. I can see gradually when they are coming in, and then I can basically change my bias before it actually breaks structure. And like I said, I'm not seeing that here yet. So we are sticking with a continuation to the downside. I also gave, I think, two trade ideas, crosses. That was the Euro New Zealand coming to attack this low here yesterday, right? And Aussie also coming to attack this low. And overnight, Euro New Zealand did it beautifully. So Aussie is yet to do it, and I think they might do it either today or tomorrow. We want to see price come back and attack this low. So since Euro New Zealand has done it, Aussie is yet to do it. So the one to be in will be the Aussie, because it's yet to come and attack this low. And your mental stop loss will be yesterday's high, basically. Or you can drop down and basically place it here, because if they go above it, that's not good anymore. So you can place your stop loss up here and then aim for this low. I also like this clean equal lows over here as a continuation. And the way you can come to that conclusion is projecting this move to the upside, because that move is a pullback. So you can project it to the upside and then aim for 168 and then that 2 level. So that can be downside objective. Okay. So if you take some partial here, then you can let the rest continue going lower. Okay. And that is your mental stop loss for the time being. If you go and close, okay, the key is closing on the H4. If they close above it, then they might be coming up a little bit more. It doesn't change the narrative that we are going lower. They might just come a little bit higher. So they might come to the 618 because it couldn't reach it, and then we'll go down again. So going above this is not a confirmation that price is going up. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, for the time being, this move to the downside will be put to this sidelines, and then they might come a little bit higher and then swing down again. Whatever happens, this is now our dealing range. Okay? ICT calls this a dealing range. Price will deal inside this, and this is where it needs to go. So it can stay in a, I'll give you a terminology for it, a complex pullback in here, and then eventually it will come and attack this low. All right, so for long term or medium term to long term, this is where if they go above it, then we will resume going higher. But as long as we are below this high, it needs to come down here. For today, as long as we are below this up candle, we need to come down here. Okay, so for the rest of the week, that is where you're expecting price to go. Once they go above this, look for a run above this high and then sell it again, and then expect price to drop down. All right. So that is that for the Australian dollar. I'm sorry, Euro Aussie. Okay. Let's go to think gold. So gold, I'm expecting one more move to the downside. I think yesterday we talked about price coming into discount. I haven't changed the chart since we stopped the session yesterday. So in here, that's where we're expecting them to drop to, and then we look for a buy to come up again. So watch this specific level, which is 2.656.9. That's the level that I am expecting them to come to, and then I'll look for a buy there. Okay, now you can buy it this way. Oops. You can buy it this way and expect price to go higher, or you can wait for price to get there, and then based on what I have given you already, if it's going to go up, you will see the footprints down here. Okay, it is going to show you the footprint in this area, and I've taught you the footprint. Okay, if you've not actually watched the previous sessions, go and watch them. You will see the footprints down here. So as it's coming down, just keep an eye on it, because the footprint needs to come so that it will show you that smart money or institutions are actually accumulating longs. If you don't see it, it means they are not in there. Okay, so then you leave it alone. But it's either you buy with a buy limit and then forget about it, or watch it as it's coming down. You're going to see the footprint, and then you buy to go back up again. Okay, so gold, you're expecting price to continue going higher. All right. Crude oil, I think yesterday I was anticipating either a down candle. It seems it might be today. They've gone above this high, so the next upside objective is 80.15. So expect a continuation to the upside, and for the time being, I don't want to see them go below this down candle here. So maybe during the New York session, between now and 3 p.m., we should see a move back up again. And I think I've showed you, when it comes to crude oil, it loves moving during that green time. Okay, this between this time and that time. Okay, between 12 and 3. That's when it loves moving. So expect that kind of move in this New York session. And I like the fact that they did run yesterday London session low and then expanded up. So that gives us actually a dealing range, this low to this high, right? So buying and then expecting it to run more higher would be ideal. Now, if that does not happen, it does not change the narrative. Maybe it's just printing the first down candle after this three candles to the upside, which will be good. Okay, it will be good for continuation to the upside. So if today the trade that I'm just pointing out doesn't play out, then it's just a down candle for the day. Then tomorrow we'll be looking for a continuation to the upside because this will just be a reaccumulation. All right. So just understand that if we start coming back down, it's just going to be a down candle for reaccumulation and then price will resume going higher. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go to cryptos for now, but we will come back to we will come back to the Bitcoin. I'm sorry, we'll come back to see what euro and dollar is going to do based on the 1:30 news event. So let's start with, and you can see I've trimmed it down to, because most of the time you're looking at these ones. So I've trimmed it down to these, but I'm open to any suggestion. If anyone wants me to look at any other crypto, then obviously I'll tune into that and then I'll look at it. But over the course of the last 2 weeks, I think I've been paying attention to these. That's why I've kind of isolated them so we can focus on these ones. And we'll talk about focus in future because seeing all those cryptocurrencies, it's like, which one do I look at? But when you have just these ones, you actually focus and you just need to tune into these ones. So AI, yesterday, if you were here, I mentioned that I would want to see them coming either right here or the line here, okay, which is 0.89869. Either they come in exactly where we were trading yesterday when we were having the live session, or they come in at that level, the 8986 level. And you can see they've actually stepped in. And I like the move because guess what? It left a fair value gap. So that's good. And they've gone above this up candle here. So AI16Z, I think I like what I'm seeing. Not fully convinced yet, but where we are and the rejection that I'm seeing, I like it. Okay, so for long term, or I would say because it's not been in existence for long, so I can't say long term. For the medium term to short term investors, it's at the right place to basically look for a trade entry. Okay, it's at the right place to look for a trade entry. So I'm expecting them to continue going up to somewhere here, this up candle or this level right there. So taking it one at a time. Okay, so prices needs to reach for this candle's low. Then we need to reach for this fair value gap. Then we need to break the up candle. Once we break this up candle, then we are coming for this equal high. Okay, so for those that like day trading, these are upside objectives. For those that are, I would say, short-term to long-term investors, this is your entry. Yesterday was a perfect entry, and where we are now will be an entry. If it pulls back to this, preferably not, but if we pull back to that, that will be an entry. And then you're going to hold. Okay, you're not going to care about what's going to happen in here because we are in discount. So you're not going to care about whether price comes back down because you are holding. You need to hold it for, I don't know, the next 1 month. So you're not going to care about what's happening in here. But if you are day trading or scalping, then yes, you will care because maybe your position will be liquidated if it comes back below this low. I don't want to see them come back below that anyway. Okay. So I'm expecting AI to continue going higher. Okay, let's look at Solana. So yesterday I gave a specific level, which was 169.43. I said that's where they need to reach for. And you can see it did reject at that specific level and the rejection. Now, the rejection is not that strong, even though they've left a gap here. I would want to see Solana breach this high. That's when I'll get confidence in a continuation to the upside. So for Solana buyers, um, you've missed the pullback. Now we need to see if they can break this up candle. Once we break the up candle, like Bitcoin has done, then we can expect a continuation. I forgot 130. Let's go and check dollar index. So it's 130. I'm switching over to dollar index to see what is going to do. Okay, so when I'm observing the news event, most of the time I'll just go quiet and then I'll be watching. Okay, so when I'm observing a news event and I don't talk, is because, like the word says, I'm observing what it's doing. Okay, and then once it's done, then I'll continue. Most of the time, the first 5 minutes after the news event is just observing what price is going to do within that first 5 minutes. And then we continue on after that. So let's see what it's doing, and then we will continue. And like I said, this news event is not it's not high impact enough. Okay, it's not like the NFP where it just shot up.
Sorry about that.
You saying something, Nico?
No, my apologies. I I was testing something and clicked the wrong button. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, cool, cool. Right. Yeah, this news event is not as volatile as the NFP or the CPI or the rate announcement. So it's too slow in my liking. I like the way it's dropping, by the way, because that's fear. And you want them to basically go against them. So now I think I didn't mention dollar index. I don't want to see them go below this down candle, by the way. That's where I will switch and then look for a pullback. So it's similar to what I was pointing on Euro and British Pound, the up candles. So this one, if they go below that, then we probably will be coming somewhere down here. Okay. So as long as we are above it, we are looking for continuation to the upside. And this move is perfect for a buy. Unlike the down candles, it's perfect for a buy to continue going higher. Okay, pretty much it's not much in it. So the upside still remains, nothing has changed. Let's go back to the cryptos because something is popping. Okay, so as I was saying about Solana, I would want to see them break this up candle. Then I'll be confident we're going up. This gap will be very, very important. I like the way it rejected this low. And yesterday I also mentioned that I don't want to see the daily close below it, right? And you can see how the daily rejected it all and even the previous week low. That's how you want to see a rejection, okay? Because had the daily closed below that, then there would have been a problem. Okay, if the daily closed below it, then there would have been a problem. So since the daily couldn't close below and we had a big rejection, now the for those that understood what I was pointing at, and in future I'll talk about it. This candle, after this candle rejected, straight away as a day trader, you buy the next one because after this candle rejected, price initially will trade to OTE relative to this high and this low. So you can get a trade to come up in here. And if you are bold enough, you can hold it for them to break. Um, that will be your first attempt to start buying reversals. Okay. And I'll talk about it in future. But once this candle rejected, then you buy that one and then you expect them to continue going up to break this high and then continue going higher. Okay, you just basically have to place your stop loss below the rejection or your liquidation point below the rejection, and then you just leave it. Okay, so as it stands, I want to see them break this. Now I want to see a big candle, not a tiny little candle. I want to see a big candle like this, like Bitcoin did. Okay, and that will give us more, I'll say give us more confidence that price is going to go up. So Solana, we need a big candle to break this. Then we have confidence we're going higher, right? Almighty Bitcoin. Yesterday, I gave some few levels to watch. I said that once we close above this wick or above that wick, price will eventually go higher. Why? Because this void at the time, this was a void. Okay. Now, a void, according to ICT, should stay open and continue price. Basically, support price to continue going lower. So when they break it, it means that something is happening. That is your clue that that was not a sell. Okay. So I've just given you one of the, I'll say my secret because I didn't create them. One of ICT secrets. Avoid, okay, for you to know a void is going to stay, or for you to know a void is bearish, it means they do not need to break it. That is sell. So when you see a void and it's a sell, then it will stay open like this. If a void is not a sell, then they will close it. Then you know that move that just happened, that big void that happened, if it's a down candle, then it was a buy. You might need to revert, go back and listen to it again, okay? Because I've given you something. That's one of the ways to anticipate a reversal. When it's dropping aggressively, the void is what I use. Because if it's dropping aggressively, then it's creating these big gaps, okay, called void. If it's a buy, they will trade through them. If it's not a buy, then it will reject it and continue going lower. So one of the key in expecting a reversal is to see first thing avoid. That's why I talk about the aggressive move to the downside, the fearful candles moving to the downside. Once they create that, that is your first signal, or that's your first sign that smart money has stepped in the market. Now, are they buying or are they selling? The key to that answer is to see them reject through or go through the void. Because the big move to the downside or the big move to the upside creates a void. That is why Euro, if you come back to Euro, okay, I'm pointing you to this area. I think it's on the daily, this one, because that's the only void that exists in here. So for them to go higher, they will need to breach it. If not, then it's a sell. Okay, same thing here. That big drop. When this one dropped, if you think it's a buy, like in future you will do, then it needs to breach this void. If not, then they will sell and sustain it. Okay, so every day
That's
I'm
fire,
giving
man.
you
Absolute fire.
some smart money tips so that you can have some idea when you look at price, because it helps you to avoid being on the wrong side of the market, because it's very easy to get on the wrong side of the market. Anyway, let's continue. um Ethereum, same thing, right? We want to see price go above this high. It rejected the levels that I gave. I think I shaded this area and I said we need to reject either from here, right, or here, and they rejected that one. It cleaned out those equal low, and it's at the discount. Let me go to the weekly. Okay, I'll stop. I'll not give anymore. Um, I've been
Okay.
prompted. I've been prompted not to give all the secrets.
Soon though, soon.
Yeah, I've been prompted to not give out too much secrets. So no more secrets. It's not a secret anyway. If you study price action, if you study the candles, right, you're gonna see it. People just look at stuff, but they don't study the candles. Anyway, the up candle here, right? We want to see price go above it, and then we can start looking for a continuation to the upside. So those of you that managed to get in, lucky you. If you didn't, hold on. Too late. Let them break this high, and then you can look for your buy to continue going up. And as I said, if you get that, your first objective, I think this level, the fair value gap on the daily, price couldn't touch it. So we'll be expecting them to reach for that, right? So if we break this candles high, then we'll be expecting them to trade up here, right? So just keep an eye on that. Be patient. If you've missed it, that's fine. Just wait, let them break that, and then you can look for your buy. All right. So yeah, that's for Ethereum. Let's look at hype. Hype is hyping. You can see I placed a line on this candle. That was exactly where the buy happened. So buying here and expecting them to reverse. That's what I placed the candle high for. I like this. Okay. Now, okay, no more secrets. So let's continue. Okay, so I'm expecting price to go higher from here. Um, I don't want to see them come back down again. So this week, I would want to see this week continue going all the way up and then trade and probably, preferably close above previous week high. That would be the best. Okay, so all the hype traders, we want to see the weekly go all the way up. We don't want to see it come back down again. If anything, we want the weekly to close above last week's closing price. That is the key. So last week's closing price is at 21.1192. Lots of numbers, but let's use the first four. 21.1192. we want to see this week close above that level. Okay. So it can go all the way up and close above previous week high or stay above 21.1192. That will give an idea. Okay. Because I believe, okay, this is a belief, and I hope everybody will subscribe to it. I believe this market, not just the crypto market, every market is driven by an algorithm. I believe it, like ICT always says it.
Yep.
Okay. I 100% believe it. Now, if you want to understand everything that I talk about, you have to believe it as well. Because if you don't believe it, then what I'm saying will not make sense. Because all that I'm showing you, the reason why it's kind of, I won't say precise, but it does work, is because I believe there's an algorithm and then I study the footprints, the signatures of that, right? And it's all in the open, high, low, and close. That's all I can say for now. So this closing price, we want to see price close above it. So it can go all the way up and close above previous week high, or just stay above it. And most importantly, if it can close above the monthly opening price. Remember, I was saying that when the market opens, it needs to drop and then rally. Okay, let me hold on. We need it to close above the monthly opening price, preferably for this week. And then that will be a very, very, very bullish for hype. You can start aiming for 35.251. Okay, so we want to see them close above the monthly, or the first thing for the week. Let's take it one at a time. For the week is for the week to close above last week's closing price, this level. Okay, so today is Tuesday, so we have 5 days to go. We want that 5 days to sustain price, which I think it should. So start from the daily, right? So 1 day at a time. We want today to close above yesterday. And then we want tomorrow to close above today. So you take it 1 day at a time. And then you can trip it down to the H4. And then start saying, okay, anytime there is a down candle, price should stay above it. Okay. It's called, what is it called again? Too many terminologies. Sequencing. Okay. Sequencing. So sequencing is basically looking at price from the high time frame to the lower time frame, and then looking at price levels that price should not breach in order for the other time frame to switch. So in order for the daily to switch, it will start from the H4. So we want to see the H4 down candles hold price and sustain the daily. Because once we lose a H4 down candle, that means the daily is switching. Okay, that's called sequencing. So for the price to close above the week or even the monthly opening price, you can start monitoring it from the H4. I don't go below the H4. So here, we want to see price stay above this down candle, right? And then price will keep going up. And preferably, you want them to print another one. And I used, when I was teaching this to my student, I used like the art of going to war, right? When you're going to war and you're going to attack your enemies, the closer you can bring your troops, right, to your enemy without them realizing that you are close to them, right, the more probability of you winning the battle. Okay, so if you have two countries fighting, one here, right, and you can bring these people can bring their troops or their army very close to them. Okay, it's easy for you to attack them rather than you fighting from here. So in other words, the more they can print down candles as it's moving higher, the better, because then we have protection, because the down candles will serve as a protection. Okay, the down candles is going to serve as protection. So the more they can print down candles towards the levels that I'm pointing to, the better, so that we can use those down candles as our protection. So that's the reason why, I want to see another down candle form. Maybe not the very next one. I want to see this close bullish, and then the next one can be a down candle, and then the next one be an up candle, and then we continue going higher. I think that's what's going to happen. But like I said, I take it one day at a time. So let's see. Okay. So that is hype. Look for continuation to the upside. And then finally, Ripple. So Ripple, I think last week I gave a scenario and the week did not even end and price rejected, went higher. Because last week when we were looking at Ripple, price was down. It was a down candle. Now you can see how the wick has been created. That's what we call accumulation. They were buying when it was dropping. Okay, but I wanted to see them close bearish and then the following week take out the low and then expand up, but that didn't happen. It doesn't change the narrative anyway. It doesn't give an entry, but it has given an entry this week. So this week when price dropped, okay, and I think I said that Ripple was being held when all the other cryptos were dropping. This one did not drop. What does that mean? It means that this one is highly accumulated. Maybe the word is not right. It's being bought aggressively. That's the word. Okay, that's why they are not allowing it to drop as the other ones are dropping. Hence, you want to buy Ripple. Okay, you want to buy Ripple. So yesterday, I think I wanted to send a trade idea in the Discord. That's why I asked my colleague Igor, can I post a trade idea? Because that's what I was seeing. Okay, so I wanted to post it that this is gonna go up. So if anyone wants to buy, then you buy it, right? Because they rejected OTA essentially. It's low
Yeah,
today.
sorry to cut you out there. Yeah, we were gonna save the trade ideas for holders only, but I think for a bit it's fine. Like, why not, right?
Yeah. For now, for now. And then in future they will get it from the portal. Okay, so today, this afternoon, that's where I think that's our last down candle. So we expect price to do what? To go up from here. Okay, so we don't want to see them go below that. Let them hold it and then continue going higher. So the upside objectives that I gave when I was doing the analysis on this still remains. So 29107 and then 30187, that is still there, right? So look for a continuation to the upside. As when Bitcoin starts shooting up, this is gonna run like crazy because it's being aggressively bought. So it's going to kind of lead probably. So that's what I'm seeing anyway. So don't take my words for it, because if it doesn't run with full speed, maybe you come and blame me. IT said it's gonna run. All that I'm saying is gonna go up. Let me say it that way, so that if it goes up very slowly, okay, you don't come and say, "Oh, he said it's gonna run. Why is it taking too long?" It's gonna go up. I need to choose my words carefully, because we have some people that are literal. Right? They take your words literally.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna go up. So do your due diligence and then do what you need to do. Right?
Hey, IT. Let's not forget our favorite token in the world.
I've not. I've
Yeah,
not.
okay, okay,
I've
okay,
actually
okay.
I've actually reserved that for last, because I think yesterday, the level that I was calling price to reverse from, right? Price did reverse from there, and I think I made you post it on
Yep, yep.
right. Let me bring it up so that
Only
you
on
post it.
X.
Okay. So that's Tatsuo. Tatsuo.
That's all.
So yesterday, I think those of you that were here, I said this down candle should hold, right? And this is just a pullback. Go back and watch yesterday. I think I'll just be repeating myself. I tried overnight to see if I can change the settings for the fib, but it won't allow me to save it. So usually what I'll do is I'll save the template or I'll save the settings. So I have different settings. So that's what you can do with TradingView. With TradingView, you can change and save the templates. So you can have different types of templates, right? It was not allowing me to do it. So that's why I didn't do it. So let's actually do it together. We still have some time. Um, so you can do it yourself if you want to do the projection levels. Right? So initially you're gonna have 1 and 0, and then you have 0.25, 0.25, and then you have 0.75. Then that will be your main levels, okay, inside the fib. We use it for other stuff, which we'll talk about them in future. And then the extensions, you're gonna use 168, the 1.618, 1.272, and then 2. All right, that will be projecting to the downside. And then you can have the negative of those numbers as well, which will project them to the upside. So then you can use any side of the fib to do your projection. So if I use this and place 0 minus 0.618, is going to bring it to the upside. Okay.
Boom.
And then you can do minus 0.272. And that will bring that one as well. And then you do minus 1. And that will project it to the upside. So you have on the upside and then on the downside. Okay, so whichever way you pull a fib, you're still going to have the same levels, right? Now let's go to the weekly. So we pull the fib from here to there. All right. And I was saying that when we reject from 618, it's mostly going to come to the 0 or the 25, this one. Or if you flip it, if you use the other side, then it's the same thing, 168, but this time it will be 0.75. So those of you that cannot or couldn't visually see what I was saying, this is what I was saying. Okay, so that 0.75 or 0.25, depending on how you pull it, that's where when we are reversed, if we are bullish, when price is bullish, and you see price rejecting from an extension level 618, when it's coming back down, you're going to find either the 1. Now the 1, the reason why the 1 is most of the time, that will be where basically the breaker or mitigation, the last up candle, that's where it's going to be. So if they don't reject from there, then it's going to pull back inside something, which we'll talk about in future, and it will reject from there. So that's why yesterday I was calling that price is potentially going to reject from here. Okay. So now if we go back to the lower time frame, that level was right here. Okay. And then we had the institutional pattern, the move down. And I said, if I was buying, I'll buy right here and put my stop loss below that or my liquidation below that. And you can see price never looked back. Okay, so we want to see it now from where we are, continue going up. The move to the upside is not as good as I would have expected it to be because they've not left any gap yet. However, it doesn't change the narrative that price is going to continue going up, right? So right now, what I need them to do is basically trade through this up candle. Okay, we need price to breach it. For anyone that wants to buy, you're too late. You missed it. The next buy should happen like this. That's when you buy again. Okay, don't buy where we are because if what I'm saying is wrong, they can come back down and just continue going down. For those that bought here, you just get stopped out at break even, and that's
Hey, come
fine.
on, that's not happening.
I'm just, sometimes you need to give the narrative so that um, you are aware. Okay, I'm just creating awareness. That's not what I'm saying is going
No,
to
I
happen.
understand. I understand.
I'm creating the awareness so that you can basically know how to navigate. Because it's all fine if it's going up, but when it's coming down, what do I do? Okay, this is what you do. If it comes down here, okay, you get stopped at break even, but this gap is still there. Okay, so it's still gonna hold, and then we expect it to continue going up. That's what I'm saying. The narrative to the upside has not changed. Okay, so those that wants to buy today, you're too late to the party. The next buy should be either they give an aggressive move up to close above a down candle, then similar to what I showed earlier, then you buy. Okay, don't buy where we are now. It's risky. You don't buy like that. It's either you buy here or you wait for another trade idea to form. Okay, so all those that are already in, well done. Just hold on it. We're expecting it to go higher. Those that wants to get in, sit on your hands, go and play some PS5, and then wait for them to break, then you buy, or wait for them to close above the down candle, then you buy. Okay, so that is, and the upside objective, I think they couldn't reach the two, that's the two level. So we will be expecting them to go to that two level. All right. And you can
Very
also
nice.
project, how do I get rid of these drawings?
Project astrally.
Soon, very soon, all the members will. You can project this whole move to the downside because it's a down candle. Okay, let me just get rid of them. It's all right. Okay, you can project this whole move to the downside. And you can see it brings us very close, just above the two. The 618 for that projection brings us just where the two is. So it's a good confluence. Okay, so let's see. And I like the fact that they couldn't close below that low. That's very good. It's a sign of a rejection. So it's looking positive, especially with this down candle here. It's gonna go up. I think it should go up from where we are.
Yeah, if I can throw something in there too, like in terms of like altcoin market cap and everything like that, I think we just retested major support level in terms of like the entire MCAP, and that's a good sign. So I mean just looking at that alone is we're looking for a good entry for the season. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so I did get a request privately to look at SUI USDT. So let's go and have a look at that and what that is. I don't know what that is, but
Let me have a quick look at it. want to make sure it's verified.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I should do that. Let me check on AI. I think
Okay,
I
okay.
should. Is it?
Looking all right.
Okay,
We'll
cool.
we'll do deeper research, but yeah, that's seems like you're fine.
Okay. So it's SUI USDT. Um, okay. Yeah, I think it's going up nicely. Um, Let me see. Yeah, that was a nice pullback. Yeah, that was a nice pullback. They rejected. It was meant to continue going up, and they came back and swept everybody out. Yeah, it looks to me it will go up, but I'm not convinced because of so I personally, okay, I read the candles. I like reading the candles to see smart money footprints. Right, this all this move is not clean enough in terms of smart money. Already from here, this will move to the downside. That's where I can see that they came in. So if you want buying where we are with your liquidation or stop loss, if you trade currencies, it's called stop loss. Will be here or there. If you want to be conservative, then here. But if you want to be aggressive, then here. Then expect them to continue going all the way up to there. Right? Because I don't see the necessity for them to come down again due to the fact that we have the weekly down candle and they've come back to it. So it doesn't need to go. Look at this. This is smart money. Okay. That the whale, the elephant in the room, that's how it looks like. Okay. So you need to learn to see that. Okay. Train your eyes to see that. And then you'll be good. Okay. That's what I was saying. I don't see that here, apart from just that one. Okay. So yeah, pretty much aggressive, protective stop loss here, conservative there, and then expect them to continue going higher. Okay.
Sweet. Nice. Thank you.
Perfect.
Every single time I'm humbled by your analysis, and SP DOS analysis, and for years and years and years, like every single time. It's crazy. It's like just because it's like an organic thing, right? Like every day is new, every candle is new, and it's just like, you know, yeah, love it.
Price is evolving.
Yeah. So are we, all of us, right? It's
Yes,
great.
yes. And that's what
You might,
we're gonna do here. We're gonna force. This one is going to be forcing. We will force every single member to evolve.
nice. I love it. You mind pumping up my video for a second? I'm gonna go at like 2,000 miles per minute per second
Okay.
because SP DOS is gonna be coming on in like less in about 20 minutes or so. Um, yeah, so let me just quickly go over everything real fast, real fast. I took some notes here. So, okay, so some of the things that we're working on, you've read in the white paper, we're doing like what's it called? Um, so much to go over. My brain is just spinning right now. Okay, so in terms of algorithms and sequencing, if you haven't caught on yet, and if you're just like new to trading in general, like when SP DOS does Elliott waves, that's an algorithm, right? when WD GAN and when our GAN traders are going to come on and start going through GAN theory and GAN squares, magic squares, hyperdimensions, things like that on the charts. But guess what? That's an algorithm. RSI, MACD. Scalpers know that the parabolic SAR, Bollinger's CCI is like essential. Those are algorithms. So our AI, one of them is a temporal sequencer running on here, one sec. Let me just switch this over. I want to look at my second here. There we go. All right. So one of our so the main AI that does the time series is a temporal sequencer running on not just the time series data, but also on the live session data, right? So as we do live sessions, we're feeding the live sessions into this, and we get this very unique, not just on the time series data, but also on human data, on us, right? On what we're seeing, what we're doing on the charts, and this is super important, right? Um, Anyone who knows me personally knows that I studied at Sheridan College in traditional animation and computer animation. Huge fan of Comp Viz. The other thing is like one of my inspirations, obviously Chuck Jones, Steven Spaz Williams. If you know Spaz, we're friends. Um, uh, Here, one sec. Another thing to note before we switch over. Uh, Tetsuo Snow Crash posted this in the CASM group. Foundational books, just like foundational knowledge, including like Elliott wave theory, price action, like all that good stuff. Foundational knowledge is key, and I can't stress this anymore. But the more you keep reiterating on your foundational knowledge, the better you get, right? So, it's easy for us to as humans to just forget things and we need the constant reminders, right? We need to always be conscious of the fact that our brains can only handle so much, and that's why reiterating and rereading and studying over and over and over again is super important, right? So that's key to just life in general. But but yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna stop talking now. Looking forward to getting some more of our traders on. They're just itching to start. And also, some of the scalping is going to be intense. It's going to be awesome. Live scalping, using some of the proven systems. Looking forward to that. But yeah, of course, the different AIs and everything. Uh, we're really going to be just pushing things out faster and faster and faster. And that it's all about you, right? So we're doing this for you. We don't have to do this. We don't need to do this. We do this because we love it, and it's our passion. That makes any sense. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna IT, if there's anything else you want to add, feel free.
That's it from me for today. I'll see you all tomorrow for another session.